Steve from the garden. Today's video is going to be doing a quick garden update, show where things are at, and so at the end I'm going to talk about some upcoming videos. We'll start with the hot pepper bed. The cayennes, the paprika, and the jalapenos are still growing. Normally at this time of year these would be dead by now, but it's been unusually warm, so they are still going. Just kind of like a little bonus for this year. Now in these two beds, I'm going to be planting garlic at the near side of the beds. So I'll take up, say, the first 5 to 7 feet on each bed here and plant 3 varieties of garlic in each. For the strawberries, I've been taking runners from another spot and filling in my gaps. Now if you notice right down the center, I have left an opening in there. What I've had growing in that spot in previous years is I've used store-bought garlic that I just kind of planted in there as like a pest deterrent and left it in there. When I revamped the bed, I pulled all that out, but I'm going to separate those cloves and replant them right down the middle again. This was my winter squash and watermelon bed. So yesterday I went through and got all that cleaned up, and now what I'm going to do is I got maybe 3 or 4 weeks of growing left based on the current weather. So I'm going to go ahead and plant some buckwheat in here just so we get some living roots in the ground. Alright, the seed's down, so I'm just going to use a hard rake to kind of rake that in, and then I'll water it. This bed where I had the tomatoes and the corn and the sweet potatoes growing, this still needs to be cleaned up more. And the ground underneath was really pretty hard. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and get more horse manure, lay that down over top, and then till all that in next spring. Now a funny side thing here is that I actually have popcorn growing from where the animals got to some of the cobs, and the seed fell in, and they're starting to grow now. I got over to one of the local horse stables and picked up horse manure. I laid this down kind of like a mulch so that it'll protect the soil over the winter time, and during the winter it'll break down. And you can see there's a lot of pine shavings in here. That's because this is all stall clean out. And the pine shavings are used to soak up the urine. In this other area where I didn't have quite enough horse manure to cover it, and I got the marigolds growing in here, I just put another load of wood chips on top just to keep the soil protected. And since marigolds are growing in here, they'll act as some living roots for the soil. Now for this bed, this is my first planting of carrots for this year. Some of the carrots are actually getting a decent size on them. So maybe another month or so I'll be able to harvest those and use them. These green beans I am letting go to seed so I can replant those next year. The peppers in this bed, the one plant's still kind of producing. These others are kind of fizzling out, which is fine. Normally they'd be dead at this time of year anyways, but I think the ones that aren't really producing anymore, I'm just going to go ahead and cut those out. This is my third planting of carrots, and I'm going to have to go through and thin those. This is my second planting of carrots. You can see they are now starting to get some decent size on the greenery. So sometime over the winter I should be able to harvest those. And lettuce is doing well. And this is my high density lettuce planting. This is about 2 weeks from direct seed. And that paprika pepper is still got like 4 peppers on it. They're maybe going to start changing color pretty soon. Now this bed had the broccoli. This is that Waltham 29, which I have not been happy with. So I'm not going to get any kind of a worthwhile harvest out of this. I am just going to let it flower because, as you can see, the pollinators are really liking it. For upcoming videos, I'm going to be planting garlic. I'm going to be starting a new Johnson Sioux bioreactor, and I'm going to cover that back bed where I got the carrots, lettuce, and peppers growing right now with sheets of plastic. Now I can get 2 layers of plastic on there, which I'll do that over the course of a couple weeks because, you know, I don't need both sheets on at the same time. That's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you got something out of it, and we'll see you on the next one.